Well, this is a bit dramatic. Let's skip ahead a little bit. If you couldn't tell already, this video is going to have a bit of an unusual format, for the channel at least. I couldn't come up with any better way to make this video than this video, so you'll have to forgive me if this sucks. When you enter the vault at the beginning of Fallout 4, the Overseer says the phrase, "a better future underground." Now, if you know anything about Fallout, you know that Vault Tech is maniacally stupid at best and stupidly maniacal at worst. But ever since I surfaced to roam the Commonwealth, something about the Overseer's words now seem more convincing than they ever have before. After finishing my first playthrough, I went to the Fallout 4 Nexus page. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It was more like, yeah, that's more accurate. Much like the Commonwealth, the Fallout 4 Nexus page is a desolate place. There are signs of life everywhere, but life itself is sparse. Scavenging through the rows and columns, you'll find a great many things, but very little of what you need. Some bug fixes here, a utility mod or shortcut there, nested behind endless rows of gratuitous nudity, character beautification presets, and just garbage, worthless INI files. That's not to say there isn't anything of real substance out there. There's mods like Sim Settlements and Horizon, and by most accounts, they're fine and well developed. Some people even still have the audacity to recommend Frost to me, despite the developer having abandoned it like 5 years ago or whatever. But after reading through the feature lists and changelogs and watching videos of these mods in action, and even trying a few of the big overhauls myself, I couldn't find what I was looking for. Which kind of begs the question, what was I looking for? I mean, obviously I knew what I wanted. More dialogue options, more expansive writing, more role-playing, basically. But did I really think I had any hope of finding that in mods? Are mods even capable of turning Fallout 4 into the game I want it to be? Maybe a different approach is needed here. So, having collected a disparate list of fixes and adjustments, I set out again on survival difficulty. I have vague memories of trying it out when it was first released, and a lot of people recommended it to me in the comments of the previous Fallout 4 video. Maybe I'd be able to find some meaning between starving to death and sleeping on beds made of 90% bug. Maybe I could find a new angle to appreciate Fallout 4 from. Another surface to appraise on this gem in many people's treasured memories. If you watched the stream live or you've seen the VOD, you know how this journey went by now. I spent a few hours enjoying the novelty of searching buildings, scrounging and fighting, but eventually the existential crisis began to set in. Where was I going? What was the point? Of course, the journey is generally supposed to beat the destination, but I had no destination. Dying was a setback, but not drastic enough to be a conclusion. Maintaining my food, water, and sleep meters wasn't easy, but it also wasn't enough of a problem for me to feel satisfied upon finding solutions. Settlement building, even with Sim Settlements, feels like an entirely different game mode that's been tacked onto the game, and it's not really one that I'm fond of. So this is the part where I'm supposed to go back to the Nexus, struggle and scrounge, scrolling through for days on end, until eventually I find the golden mod that I've been looking for all this time, the perfect solution to finally wrap up the gameplay loop into a nice little bow. But I haven't found that. I mean, I want to believe that somewhere in Fallout 4 there's a game that I can enjoy, either through modding or otherwise, but I haven't found it. There are well over 100,000 reviews for this game on Steam, and 79% of them are positive. But when I read the praise for specific aspects of the game, I'm really just more confused than anything else. Combat is alright, but not particularly great. Most engagements play out in the same couple of ways, either an enemy mindlessly walks around throwing Molotovs and occasionally shooting their weapon at you, or you're fighting an animal, in which case the animal will sprint relentlessly at you until it dies. A lot of people mention the side quests having better writing than the main story, which is true, I would agree, but that's only because the main story's writing is just straight up bad. Bethesda has a lot of neat ideas for side quests, but when it's time to put pen to paper, the best they can come up with is mediocrity. And this isn't just a Fallout 4 problem either, by the way. The Elder Scrolls games have had the same issue for years. So when you look away from all of that, the writing, the combat, the gameplay, where is Fallout 4? Well, you're looking at it. After all my trouble, all my hours spent scrolling through the Nexus, this footage is what I came back with. Honestly, I had a bit of fun framing. I had a bit of fun framing and collecting B-roll for this video. The game has a lot of nice environments, and the soundtrack is, as always with Jeremy Soule, great. But beyond what you see here, for now, there's nothing else for me to see in Fallout 4. I think there will be a day in the future where this game has more for me. Despite the near-apocalyptic state that the Nexus page is in, I have some faith in the persistence of Fallout modders. But until that day comes, I'll just have to settle for shooters with better shooting and RPGs with better role-playing. Woe is me, right?